Well, no, you'll go over there when it's time. We're going to split up, but I'll just start. You could just kind of hang out for a second. We're going to be on page in your prayer books 188. We're going to be singing a song that is says how good and how pleasant it is that we can all be together. And we're going to do it in a round in a little while, so you got to learn your parts, and my assistant will help me. Apparently, a lot of her friends from school know this song, so hopefully you can sing along. Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Same thing again. Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Okay, good. We're going to try it around. We're going to start with this side. Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Now you start at the beginning. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim. And here's something you can do if you don't know the words. Lai 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 lai, shevet achim gam yachad. Lai ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. You can do lai lai over there. Lai 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 lai. Okay, let's all sing together. Hine
ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad.
Thank you. We do this here. It's it's our silent applause, right?
Gordon, we have to be careful. Ella is going to put us out of business if we keep calling her up to sing so beautifully. Shabbat Shalom. Good Shabbos. Welcome to all of you. I know many of you are not from here in Napa or members of the synagogue. I'm Niles Goldstein. I'm the rabbi of our congregation. This is Gordon Lustig, our music director. And Ella doesn't need any introduction, obviously. She was helping us out. Who here has come from out of town? Just raise your hand. All right, quite a few. Who here has come from out of state? Maybe a little bit less. Anyone from out of the country? Elenia, you're sort of out of the country as a student. So we are here, obviously, of course, to celebrate Shabbat, but we are also here to celebrate the B'nai Mitzvah, the bar and bat mitzvah of Asher Fox and Ella Fox. And before we begin our service, we say Mazel Tov to Jesse and Julia and all of the family and friends who have gathered here to celebrate with us this morning. So and by the way, I know many of you are not of the Jewish faith, not familiar with Jewish worship. Is this, for any of you, the first time you've ever been to a bar bat mitzvah? Anybody? A few. So I will explain things as we go along. I won't make the service like 5 hours, but I will explain things a little bit as we go along so everyone can follow. But in keeping with our tradition, right now I would like to call up Jesse and Julia and Asher and Ella to stand here at the bima. And they are going to present talitot, which is the plural of talit, or a Jewish prayer shawl, to their children, to Asher and Ella. And at the moment of bar and bat mitzvah, when young Jews become responsible for Jewish traditions, they become young Jewish adults, one of the privileges they get is to be able to wear a talit during morning worship. So I'm going to ask you to present them to your respective kids. And then we're going to have Asher and Ella read the blessing on the talit before they put it on.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehi'atef b'tzitzit.
Amen. Just make sure it's over your shoulders. Okay, come up here. Yes. As Asher and Ella get their prayer books, we are going to turn now to page 192 in your prayer books for the singing of Ma Tovu. 192.
Let's do it here. This is, we're just doing the first couple lines. It's very easy. And as I said a little earlier, you can always just do la la. And we invite you to sing along with everything. You can add harmony, you can dance if you feel inclined. It's a celebration. Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov mishkenotecha Yisrael. Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov mishkenotecha Yisrael. Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov mishkenotecha Yisrael.
Let's turn to page 193 and read together in English at the top of the page. May the one whose spirit is with us in every righteous deed be with all who work for the good of humanity and bear the burdens of others, and who give bread to the hungry, who clothe the naked, and take the friendless into their homes. May the work of their hands endure, and may the seed they sow bring abundant harvest. Page 198. Now, for those of you who may not know, Judaism is filled with blessings. Asher and Ella said a blessing before they put on the prayer shawl. At the end of the service, we're going to say blessings over the wine and the challah before we have lunch. And during the morning worship service, there are a series of blessings that we say throughout the time. Most notably is what they're about to do now, which is called the Birchot HaShachar, the morning blessings that start on 198. There are a whole bunch of them that offer gratitude to God for our life, for our well-being, for the fact that we get to celebrate the beauty of the Jewish tradition. In Judaism, we don't treat life as a given, we treat it as a gift, and we don't take any of our traditions for granted. We appreciate all of them. And so Asher and Ella are going to lead us in these morning blessings now on page 198.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher Natan Leshnevi, Lebnyo Levavim, Benyo Uvein Laila.
Who has
Who has
given
given
the
the
mind
mind the ability to distinguish day from night.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, pokeach ivrim.
Who opens the eyes of the blind.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, matir asurim.
Who frees the captive.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, zokef kefufim.
Who lifts up the fallen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, rokech haaretz al hamayim.
Who
Who stretches the earth over the waters.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamahir mitzadei gaver.
Who strengthens
Thins
our
our
steps.
steps.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, malbish arumim.
Who clothes the naked.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hanotei le'avei koach.
Who gives strength to the weary.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hama'avir sheina me'ina unuma me'afapai.
Who removes sleep from the eyes, slumber from the eyelids.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, sha'asani b'tselem Elohim.
Who made me in the image of God.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, sha'asani bet horim.
Who
Who
has
has made me free.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, sha'asani Yisrael.
Who has made me a Jew.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, ozer Yisrael bigvura.
Who girds Israel with strength.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, oter Yisrael b'tifara.
Who crowns Israel with splendor.
Great job, guys. You're done. Go take a seat. No, just kidding. Just kidding. But you will need to step aside a little bit because we have 6 of your friends who are going to come up and they have a poem that they would like to read this morning. So I'd like to call up Brian, Shyla, Julie, Katrina, Laura, and Willow. Just stand up near the mic.
May a kind word, a reassuring touch, and a warm smile be yours every day of your life. And may you give these gifts as well as receive them.
Remember the sunshine when the storm seems unending. Teach love to those who hate, and let that love embrace you as you go into the world.
May you not become too concerned with material matters, but instead place immeasurable value on the goodness of your heart.
Find time each day to see beauty and love in the world around you. Realize that each person has limitless abilities, but each of us is different in our own way.
What you may feel you lack in one regard may be more than compensated for in another. What you feel you lack in the present may become one of your strengths in the future. May you see your future as one filled with promise and possibility.
May you find enough inner strength to determine your own worth by yourself and not be dependent on another's judgment of your accomplishments.
Thank you.
May you always feel loved.
Thank you. Thank you. Asher Neller, come on back up. We're going to continue on page 224 with the next prayer in the Jewish worship service. It's called the Chatzi Kaddish. One thing you might want to note as you read along, or join us in chanting it if you're familiar with it, the characters are in Hebrew, but the language is actually Aramaic. a 2,000-year-old language that looks a lot like Hebrew, that's very similar to Hebrew, but that is actually quite different. And the prayer book is really an anthology. We have Hebrew, we have English, we have Aramaic, and it has been put together over many centuries from many different countries by many different people. And we continue to voice those aspirations and yearnings and prayers even on this day.
Yitgadal v'yitgadash shmei Rabbah v'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon u'vyomechon u'chayedecho beit Yisrael bagala uvizman kahariv v'yimeru amen. Yehesh me Rabba mevarach la'olam u'olmei almaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yitalav shemei dekudasha barichu la'elah min kol birchata v'shirata Tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran bi'alma ve'imeru amen.
We continue on page 226 with our call to worship, the Baruch Hu, and I'd like to invite everyone who's able to rise to please stand.
Lai la 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 la. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie.
Baruch Hu et Adonai
Please remain standing as we turn to the top of page 229. Please join me. In the beginning, even then, a new light was sown for the righteous, a promise that your light would become the catalyst, first for order and then for hope. Author of language and light, help us to use words as you have, to cast light into dark waters, and to draw out justice and truth. Baruch atah Adonai, Yotzer HaMeorot. Page 231, at the bottom. Love your neighbor as yourself, you said. And light-blinded we saw that inner and outer worlds are one, as you are one. You spoke and we wrote. We reached for you down the centuries, your light moving before us. As we climbed, fell back, and climbed again, your Sinai of life. Baruch atah Adonai, habocher be'amo Yisrael be'ahava. We turn to page 232 for the Shema, one of Judaism's most important prayers. It is said often before you go to bed at night, when you wake up in the morning, and even if you're able to on your deathbed. It is something that defines the Jewish people, the belief in one singular God.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevo Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
Please be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בששתך בביתך ובלבבך בדרך ובשופך ובקומך וקשרתם להיות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי ועשיתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Page 240. This prayer, this song, and I mentioned this last night, is called Mi Chamocha. And one of the defining stories of the Jewish tradition is that of the journey from slavery to freedom. It is a story that we celebrate every Passover by reading the Haggadah at the Seder table. And it is a universal message. Everybody should be free. No one should be in bondage. And it is something that we celebrate every Shabbat through the singing of this joyous song. It comes from the book of Exodus, and it is what Miriam and the Israelite women sing when the Jewish people have successfully crossed the Sea of Reeds and finally and for all time escape bondage in Egypt under Pharaoh.
Yum bum bum bim bim bye yabba bye bye bim bum. Yum bum bum bim bim bye yabba bye bye bim bum. Yai la 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 yabba bye bye bim bum. Yai la 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 yabba bye bye bim bum. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh. Nora tehilot o sefele. Nora tehilot o sefele. Shira hadasha shivachu ga'ulim. L'simcha asfat hayam. Yachad kulam hodu v'himlechu v'amru. Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. Yam bam bam bim bim bam. Yabba bye bye bim bam. Yam bam bam bim bim bye. Yabba bye bye bim bam. Ya la 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 la. Yabba bye bye bim bam. Ya la 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 la. Yabba bye bye bim bam.
We turn now to page 242, and Asher and Ella are going to lead us in a series of prayers called the Amidah, a series of prayers that we stand for. They're going to do the first two blessings together, and you're invited to join them if you know them. And then we're going to all pray on our own and in our own way. And I ask you when you're done to please be seated. But for now, please rise, page 242.
Adonai sefer tiftach ufi agita hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rahel, Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor V'Hanara El Elyon Gomel Hasadim Tovim Lifnei Mei Hakol V'Zoher Hasdei Avot V'Imahot U'Mipigu L'Limei V'Nehem L'man Shemo B'Yachavach Melech Ozer U'Mashiach U'Magen Baruch Atah Adonai Vizrat Sarah. Tag Hidor Leolam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol HaTorah LeHoshia, Morid HaTal, Mechaye Hayim Bechesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Babim, Somech Noflim Verofei Holim, Umatir Asurim, Umachaye emunato lishenei yafa michamocha ba'al gevurot umido melach melach mimi umachaye umatzmiya Yeshua v'ne'eman ata lahayod hakol baruch ata Adonai mechayed hakol.
Top of 258, a song for peace. Sim shalom, tova uvracha. Sim shalom, tova uvracha. Sim shalom, tova uvracha. Sim shalom, tova uvracha. Chen v'chesed v'rachamim. Chen v'chesed v'rachamim. V'rachamim sim shalom, tova uvracha. Sim shalom, tova uvracha. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Amecha sim shalom, tova uvracha. Sim shalom, tova uvracha. Sim shalom, tova uvracha.
We continue on page 362 with Seder Kriyat Torah, the service for the reading of the Torah. And just a word before I call Asher and Ella back up to the bima. The Jewish people are called the people of the book for a reason. What we venerate, what we hold in awe and splendor are not statues, not shrines, but words. The words of our sacred tradition, the Torah that I'm about to take out of the ark and that Asher and Ella will read, as do many B'nai Mitzvah around the world. And they've been doing that for many, many centuries. Within the Torah, within the 5 books of Moses, are contained so many of our traditions, our teachings, our holidays, our values, our principles and rules. And they have kept the Jewish people alive and sustained us for millennia. And they continue to this day. Other ancient peoples have disappeared, but the Jewish people persevere despite, as we all know, often great hardship and adversity. So we celebrate Judaism this morning. We celebrate Asher and Ella. And so I'd like to call them back up to the bima. And we're going to have Sarah and Emily Labarge come up to open the ark. And if everyone else would please rise. Yeah, just take one side, and then I'll tell you when to close it again. Yeah, go ahead. Just stand here.
Ein kamocha va'Elohim Adonai, ve'ein kama'asecha, malchutecha malachut kol olamim, umemshaltecha b'chol dor v'ador. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed. Adonai oz le'amo yitain, Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. Av harachamim hetiva virtzonecha et Zion. Tivnei chomot Yerushalayim, Tivnei chomot Yerushalayim. Ki v'cha levad bataknu, Melech el ram v'nisa, Adon olamim. Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, udevar Adonai miYerushalayim. Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah, Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah, Le'amo Yisrael B'Kedushato.
I mentioned that the fundamentals, the foundation of Judaism is contained within this Torah scroll that Asher and Ella will be reading from momentarily. And there's a tradition in many synagogues, including ours, at this time in the service, to pass the Torah scroll, Lador Vador, from generation to generation as a tangible representation of our spiritual heritage. So I would like to call up your grandparents and your mom and dad, and then, of course, the two of you, as we pass this tradition down the line, starting here with Neely and Bob Fox, and then Franny, Leopold, and Peter Barg, Julia and Jesse, and then Ella and Asher. And Ella and Asher, just so you know, everyone here is responsible in some way, shape, or form, some very obviously, about why and how you are here today. And all of them have played a role in your upbringing as young Jews. Just pass that along.
Got it?
It's heavy. It's not light. And Ella's batting cleanup. I just hold it a little higher. Yeah, those are gonna fall off. Okay, you do this, Shema, now.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Gadol Shemo.
Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Gadlul Adonai iti uneromama Shemo yachdav. Exalt Adonai with me, and let us extol God's name together.
Lecha Adonai hagedula v'hagevura v'hatiferet v'hanetzach v'hahod ki chol b'shamayim uvaretz ki chol b'shamayim uvaretz Lecha Adonai hamamlecha v'hamitnaseh lechol rosh Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu 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 Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu
As I mentioned earlier, Asher and Ella are going to be reading from the Torah. It's from the book of Numbers, starting at the very beginning, chapter 1, verse 1. The book of Numbers is the fourth book of the 5 books of Moses that constitute the Torah. And it's a very interesting Torah portion. I spoke a little bit about it last night. I promised I would not be stealing your fire from your speech. I talked about the fact that in this Torah portion, the Israelites journey through the wilderness of Sinai for 38 years in this book, in the book of Numbers. It's a 40-year journey, but 38 of those years occurred just in this one book alone. So that is a major focus of this book. It talks about transitions. It talks about the different tribes that make up the people of Israel, the priests, the Levites, the chiefs of the tribes. But it's really about building a society. You know, this band of ex-slaves is now trying to become a nation, a holy nation, a kingdom of priests. So Asher and Ella are going to be reading from the very beginning of this parsha, of this Torah portion. And so for the first Aliyah, those called up to say the blessings before and after the reading are going to be Nilian and Bob Fox, Dave and John Fox, Franny Leopold, Peter Barge, Amy LaBarge, and Michaela Rudink. So come on up. Just gather around.
Gonna say the before and after, and
Baruch et Adonai Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed. Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah. Amen.
Amen. Vayaber Adonai el Moshe b'midbar Sinai b'Ohel Moed b'echad lachodesh hashenit b'shana hashenit letzetam me'eretz Mitzrayim lemor. So at Rosh Kol Hadat b'nei Yisrael lemishpotam levet avotam v'mispar Shemon kol zahar legul galotam. Mi ben Esrim Shana Famala Kol Yotzei Sava B'Yisrael Tifkedu Otam Letirotam Tav Yaharon Vitachem Ihu Ish Lamate Ish Ros Ve'ertovo Tav Hu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu
Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'torchenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah. Amen. Yeshur koach, mazel tov. For the second aliyah, it is going to be none other than Asher himself.
Hu Adonai Hamvorah.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen.
Amen. Ve'ele shemot ahanashim asher yamdu yitachem liRuven Elitzor ben Shdeor leShimon Shumiel ben Surishadai liHuda Nafshon ben Aminadav leYisahar Netanel ben Suar liZalun Eliav ben Helom livnei Yosef leEphraim Elishama ben Amihud limnashe Gamliel ben Pedatzor leVinyamin Avidan ben Gidoni. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'hayei olam hata b'tohenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen. And now for our third aliyah, we are going to call up Julia and Jesse to come up to the bima, and Ella is going to take over. Baruch Adonai. Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah. Amen.
Amen. Ladan Ahiezer ben Amishadai, Lasher Fagiel ben Opran, Lagad Eliasah ben Deuel, Lanaftali Ahira ben Enan, Elef Krue Haidan Nisye Matot Avotam Rashe Alfei Yisrael Haim.
Asher natan lanu Torat emet v'hayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai
noten ha'Torah. Amen. Ella, you're jumping the gun. I have to introduce you first. Our fourth and final aliyah is Ella, who is chomping at the bit, right? Okay, go ahead.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
Amen. Vayikach Moshe v'Aharon et hanashim ha'eleh asher nikavu b'shemot v'et kol ha'edah hikilu bechad lahodesh hashini v'yitoldu al mishpachotam levei avotam mispar shemo mi ben esrim shana V'mala leguglotam kasher tziva Adonai at Moshe v'ifkadeim b'midbar Sinai.
Excellent job. You can use the mic.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet mechaye olam nata betohenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Yesher koach to both of you. Mazel tov. Only 7 hours to go. This is not easy. This is not easy to come up and read from ancient text that is not your native language with no punctuation whatsoever. But you guys did a phenomenal job, and we're looking forward to what's coming next. But for now, turn to page 371. We offer what is known as a Misha Berach, a prayer where we ask that all those who came up this morning for an aliyah, that they receive God's blessings of health and well-being and happiness and joy in their lives. That means for the two of you as well as your mom and dad and everyone who came up this morning, as well as anyone here this morning who needs God's blessings on this Sabbath. Gordon, would you lead us in the Misha Berach, page 371? You guys did great. That was really good. You still nervous?
Misha Berach Avotenu Mikor habracha le'imotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Berach imotenu Mikor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
The Torah is such a special book in our tradition that we undress it in a specific way, we march it through the congregation in a very specific way, and then we dress it in a very specific way. So I would like to call John and David Fox, your uncles, to come up to the bima, and they are going to dress it for us, and I would like to ask everyone else to please rise. Okay. Oops, sorry.
V'zot haTorah asher sam Moshe livnei b'nei Yisrael al pi Adonai biyad Moshe. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד.
So in addition to reading from the Torah, the other components of the B'nai Mitzvah, the Bar and Bat Mitzvah experience, are reading of the Haftarah, a book from one of the prophets, as well as then giving a speech, which they're about to do. They're going to be reading this morning from the book of Hosea. Hosea was what they call a minor prophet, meaning the book was not as big as Isaiah or Jeremiah or Ezekiel. They're considered major prophets. But Hosea was very important because he focused the ancient Jewish community on ethics, on morality, on feeding the hungry, clothing the naked, lifting up the downtrodden. And he was a very, very important, not always popular prophet among the ancient Jewish people, but one who really tried to encourage them forcefully to be true to their principles and their values.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar b'nviim tovim v'ratzah v'divreihem hane'emarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai haboher b'torah u'Moshe avdo u'Yisrael amo v'imvyeh ha'emet v'tzedek. V'haya mispar b'nei Israel kechol hayam asher lo imad v'lo yisaper v'haya bimkom asher yamer lahem lo mi atem yamer lahem b'nei Elchai v'nigbetzu b'nei Yehuda uvnei Israel yachdav v'samu lahem rosh echad v'alu min haaretz ki gadol yom Yisrael. Imru la'achechem ami v'la'chotechem ruhama rivu b'imechem rivu ki hi lo ishti v'anochi lo isha v'tazer zinunecha mipanecha v'na'afufecha mibein shadecha v'nafshi te'ena aruma v'hi sagticha Kiyom hivalida, vishamtika chamidbar, visatika keretzia, vichamitika batsama. Vuet banecha lo arhem kivene zinunim hema ki zanata imam hovisha horatam ki amara elacha ahare my havai notene lakmi ume my samri ufishti shamni veshikuyai lachen hinisak et darkecha basirim verarti et gedera timotecha lo timsa. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam sor kol halamim tzedek bol harot ha'el hane'eman onore oseh hamidaber u'kayen shedover ha'emet v'tzedek al haTorah v'al havodah v'al havim v'al yom hashabbat hazeh shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu likdusha v'limnu v'hayod itifaret. Al hakol Adonai Eloheinu anachnu modim lach umverhim ota yibarashim ha b'fi kol hayta mid leolam va'ed baruch ata Adonai mekadesh hashabat.
You did great.
Thank you. Oh. This is mine. I can't. Ella. No, this is yours. Where's mine? Okay. Hello, friends, family, and members of the congregation. Thank you for joining us today. Our Torah portion is Bamidbar, which is Hebrew for in the wilderness, or more specifically, in the desert. As we learned about this portion, we've noticed it focused a lot on the transitions the Jewish people were experiencing, and we could relate. So our speech will be centered on that theme. I found this quote by William Bridges. It is when we are in transition that we are most completely alive. The Jews were finally free after their slavery in Egypt and were wandering the desert with plans to create a new civilization in the land of Israel. Being free within a community in your own land sure sounds like being alive to me. The Jews had just been freed by the miracle of the parting of the Red Sea, but before that, they had been held as slaves for many generations. As the story goes, after agreeing to let them leave, the Pharaoh had a change of heart and decided to chase after them. That is when the miracle of the parting of the Red Sea happened. The miracle allowed the Jews to escape and finally experience the excitement and joy of being free.
Our portion takes place when it's been a year since they were freed, and they were starting to forget their excitement. Now, the realities of living in the desert have set in. They were starting to run out of food and other resources. That obviously made them very hangry, which we all know leads to a lot of complaining. They were having to get used to living together in the desert with these difficult conditions. The Jewish people were in a period of major transition, adjusting from being slaves and having rulers dictate their every move, to making their own decisions and taking responsibility for their lives and community. They were working towards building a civilization and needed to assign responsibilities and jobs, so when they get to Israel, they'll have a fully formed community. The Jews wanted to be prepared for when they eventually got to their light at the end of the tunnel, the Promised Land.
Ella and I have experienced a lot of transitions as well, which helped us relate to what the Jews were going through. Moving houses after the Napa fires and changing to new schools have been big transitions for us in the past. And even though they're not as dramatic, we still can relate to what they're going through and feel a connection.
Now, like the Jews in our portion, we're amidst of a major period of transition, from being more reliant on our parents to having more freedom and autonomy. As Eleanor Roosevelt famously said, with freedom comes responsibility. We will get less oversight from our parents and teachers and need to be more organized and responsible for getting our things done and done well. In addition, we realize that when we demonstrate that we can handle responsibility, we earn trust and more freedom. The Israelites had to prove that they could handle their freedom and responsibilities just like us.
I recently started biking around town by myself and with friends, whereas before I had to be with an adult. I've learned I need to show that I can be responsible, make good choices, even at times when others aren't, and earn the trust of my parents by communicating while I'm on my own. One of the biggest things I needed to learn was taking care of my money to make sure I have enough so that when I get hungry, it's dinner time, I can pay for what I need. I also had to learn to pay attention to how much things cost and make sure that I don't spend more money than I actually have. With all of this new responsibility, I've learned how to spend my money wisely, which will help me to make better financial choices in the future, and it has given me the freedom and ability to make good decisions and fully think them through. I've realized that when I can demonstrate making good choices, it benefits me because I'm trust more and get more freedom. More freedom means more fun and exciting things I'm able to do without my parents or an adult watching me.
I also learned recently how to rely more on myself. I decided to audition for a singer-songwriter summer program at Interlochen Boarding School in Michigan. I was excited about the opportunity, but I knew it was going to be hard, and at times I wasn't sure I'd be able to do it. I had limited time and had to dedicate myself to practicing and prioritizing the audition while continuing to complete my schoolwork, dance practice, and singing lessons. It was a lot. I put a lot of pressure on myself to do well because I felt like it could have a big impact on my future. I didn't always feel confident that I could do it, but I persevered even when it felt overwhelming and hard. As a result, I was accepted into the program and received a merit award. Looking back, I realized that the process changed me because I learned that I can rely on myself to get through big challenges. I also learned to be more independent and get things done with less input and support from my parents. Looking forward, I will have more confidence even when faced with difficult things. I've proved to myself and my parents that when I work hard and set my mind to something, I can succeed. Now I know I shouldn't be afraid of failure and that taking risks is an important part of achieving my goals.
We have learned so much about how transitions can be good at times and challenging at other times. These transitions can teach us new things and benefit us in many different ways. Becoming bar and bat mitzvah represents our latest transition as we set up and become full members of the Jewish community. Through our preparations, we discovered the importance of learning about our people's history and how the lessons are relevant even today, thousands of years later.
We would like to thank our friends for always being there to support us. Thank you to our family and friends who traveled to be here today. It means so much to have you here. Thank you to Howard and Teresa and everyone at Sunday School for teaching us so many new things, and to Gordon for bringing music into our experience. Thank you to Rabbi Niles and Mara for being there when we needed it, preparing us, and guiding us through this process. But most of all, thank you to our parents for encouraging us and helping us with all of our Hebrew practice, even when it got stressful. Mom, you are my biggest role model to be who I am today. Thank you so much for using your amazing planning skills and kind heart to make sure this happens. Dad, you've been so inspiring for me during this process, and I admire all you do and have done to keep me on track. To be honest, I wouldn't be able to do this without you.
Mom, although you aren't the best at waking me up in the morning for school, you still get the job done. I'm very thankful for your patience. Every day I wake up and watch you do so many little things for me. You might think that I'm not grateful for them, but I really appreciate you and all the things you do for me. Dad, thank you for making me go on small bike rides, helping me with my Hebrew, occasionally helping me clean up my room, packing for trips, and making us dinner almost every night. And the list goes on. I look forward to you coming home every night. I honestly don't know what I would do without you. Thank you.
How do you guys feel?
Relieved.
Good.
Yeah, good. Well, you're sort of done, but you're going to stay up here. Actually, I'm going to ask you to stand in the front because some of us want to say some things to you and some of us want to do some things to you. So I'm going to call up Piper, Quinn, Addie, Luke, Phoenix, and Enzo to come up. You guys just stand in the front. Oh, okay. In keeping with a very ancient tradition, they're going to do a little something right now. Okay, go ahead. Okay, you can come back. And we're going to call up all of our younger folks to pick up the candy. Go ahead, come on up. Oh my God. Okay. All right, they can go sit down. Okay, guys, grab your seats. Okay, come back here. Come back. You can keep them. Okay. And as they are taking their seats, I would like to call up Julia and Jesse to offer a few words. You guys just stand here. Just use the mic.
Yeah, we'll just use the mic.
You can get right there.
All right, is this working? Okay.
Yeah.
That was a good break. I'm going to try to get through this, but I've kind of warned you both already. There might be some water.
Yeah, hold the mic.
Today, you both did something remarkable. Not just because you read from the Torah, though I'm genuinely impressed by that, but because of what it took to get there. A few months ago, neither of you knew Hebrew. Today, you read directly from those ancient words written on the scroll, passed down from generations of your ancestors. That journey, that commitment, the work you both put in, it's been inspiring to watch. I'm so proud of you, and you should be proud of yourself. That's it. No, just kidding. When we decided to do this, it wasn't necessarily about being religious or our beliefs. It was about our roots. It was about understanding where you come from, who you are, what our family stands for. For me, being Jewish is about identity and peoplehood. This is our culture and history, and I hope you're starting to understand this connection because it is our story. Bar and bat mitzvah means you're coming of age, becoming part of a Jewish community, and with that comes the opportunity to participate, to find your own way of being part of something larger than yourself. That might look different for each of you, and it might change over time. But I hope that today opens a door for you to understand this community, to see where you might belong in it, and to know you have choices about how deeply and in what ways you engage with it. What struck me most is watching you do this together. You don't always get along, and that's completely normal. But the fact that you committed to doing this together and that you saw it through together and did an incredible job today says everything about the bond you have. That bond is only going to grow stronger with time. I've also watched each of you individually. Ella, your connection to the music, the meaning, the joy you found in wearing that Jewish star from your Oma with pride. It's been beautiful to see. The passion and drive you bring to everything you do, the hours you pour into dance, singing, songwriting, you already know what it means to commit to something fully. And the way you walk into a room and instantly make a best friend is truly a gift. Asher, your discipline, your drive, the way you light up a room with personality and make everyone around you feel it, and the way you've committed to mastering something hard while navigating challenges that take real strength. That says everything about who you are and who you're becoming. My own journey has taught me how important this is. Judaism and our culture have shaped who I am, where my passions lie, how I see the world. And I know that as you grow, you'll face moments where being Jewish is questioned or challenged. There's a lot of complexity in the world right now. But what I hope you have taken from today is the knowledge and the pride to speak to who you are, to understand where you come from, and to own that as part of your identity. One of the most beautiful values I've found through my own Jewish experience is the idea of tikkun olam. Written in stained glass behind you, meaning repairing the world, leaving it better than how you found it. It's like the tradition when we go camping. After our camp is all packed up and we are ready to leave, Mom will make us go back and try to find 3 more pieces of trash to pick up. Your auntie might have said that a few times too. We want to leave the campsite cleaner than how we found it. That's a core Jewish value and a responsibility I hope you carry forward. Make the world a better place. Internalize that and all the other values you've learned through this process. You've both accomplished something together today, and what you've shown me is that doing hard things, truly committing to something difficult, that matters. That's important in life. What you do with this process, what you take from it, how it shapes you, that's entirely up to you. I hope you find value in what you've learned about Judaism, and I hope you pursue it in whatever way feels most true to who you are. I love you both. Congratulations and mazel tov.
I just want to take a second to thank all of our family and friends and community for being here, for showing up for us today and over in our lives. We really appreciate each and every one of you. Okay. Asher and Ella, I can't believe we're here. As I went through so many photos of your childhood recently for your montage, I was struck by how many of them were of the two of you together. Not posed, but rather exploring, making each other crack up, often holding hands and showing and growing up side by side. There may have been the occasional bite or stolen toy, but I won't get into that. You were so close that you were often mistaken for twins. I know middle school may occasionally make you forget that you actually like each other, but I have never questioned it. One day you'll realize what a gift it is to have someone who has known every version of you and been by your side through it all. I remember one car ride when you were tiny and forced to sit side by side for the first time for over an hour. We worried about what chaos might unfold, but when I peeked back after hearing giggles, you were holding hands, and you stayed that way for the whole ride home. As you look forward to the next phase of life, always be in each other's corner. You will need each other. Although you look like twins, I know you would emphatically agree that you couldn't be more different. Asher, the fearless kid who never takes a no he doesn't like for an answer, inherited my impatience and told his free ride ski team coach, "Caution isn't in my vocabulary," before he dropped a cliff. Ella, the pure empath performer who never met a stage she didn't like, the girl who takes all the time she needs to do things just right and is fueled by a fire that is her guiding light and her passion for music. Sorry, mine is kind of long. Asher, things haven't always been easy. I remember when you finally started having homework in 4th grade, it was a battle. But it's been incredible to watch you grow so quickly from that to figuring out what works for you. And in middle school, learning how to be self-directed and independent. And then how to push yourself from good enough to explore what you are capable of. The proof is in the unprompted glowing emails we've been receiving from your teachers who are impressed with your evolution. You've endured things that no child should have to. From getting sick at a young age, to living with constant pain, to being displaced from a wildfire for years. If I could have taken that pain away from you, I would have. But I have watched it build something extraordinary in you, a resilience and quiet confidence that allows you to rise to hard moments again and again. When I took you to the airport in Fiji last summer to fly all by yourself to New Zealand for 2 weeks of travel and skiing with a group of kids you'd never met, I think you and I were both asking ourselves what on earth we were thinking. But we also knew underneath it all that you were ready and that you would find your way through the hard parts, which there were plenty of. Asher, I don't think you fully realize yet what you're capable of. Ella,
You were the easiest baby. In fact, we called you the forgotten child because you would be so content just hanging out while we chased your brother around at top speed. Then all of a sudden, seemingly out of the blue, around 16 months, the drama and some seriously intense tantrums started. It surprised all of us, I think, including you. Fortunately, that phase didn't last too long, and you went back to being your sweet self. You showed an early affinity for music and dance, and when you started taking vocal lessons in 2nd grade, something clicked. Since then, there have been countless hours of practice, performances, nerves, disappointment, hard work, and persistence. But you keep showing up for the thing that you love, even when it's hard. And every time you do, strangers and friends alike seek me out to tell me just how special you are. But what amazes me, and what not everyone gets to see, is how quietly multifaceted you are. You balance that creativity and drive with so many other strengths, from your deep empathy to your analytical mind and your infectious zest for life. As you move forward, stay focused on your why. And don't forget the fire within you, the one that we first saw at 16 months. You are such a bright light in this world, and we need you to be you. The world will sometimes ask you to make yourself smaller. Don't. Asher and Ella, despite how different you are, there are some core characteristics you share that I hope you never lose. You are naturally curious and have a deep sense of adventure. From the food you eat to the activities you seek out, from getting scuba certified at the minimum age in Bali to trying escargot at midnight our first night in Paris. Stay curious and keep saying yes to the world. I'm almost done, I promise. What amazes me most is your emotional intelligence. You both build deep friendships, connect easily with so many different kinds of people, and somehow, even through the chaos of middle school, have held on to your sweetness and strong sense of self. Hold on to who you are. Don't let the world change you. You are a gift to those who get to share their lives with you. I couldn't be more proud of you today. Watching who you are becoming has been the greatest joy of my life, and being your mom will always be the greatest privilege. I hope you know I'll always be there, cheering you on, pushing you when I know you're capable of more, even if you think it's annoying, and catching you when times get hard. Stay curious, stay brave, don't shy away from the risks, stay true to your hearts, your why, put in the work, and you will surprise yourself with what you will achieve. I love you better than a rocket ship with gold sparkles and real jewels and popcorn. However much that is, I love you both infinity more.
That's tough. Okay, let's stay here. Well, Asher and Ella, that is a tough act to follow. But, both your words as well as your mom and dad's. But I just want to say a couple of brief things to you. You can face me. That's okay. I know you're zeroed in on them, but I want your attention just for a second. I am so proud of you. You did such an amazing job. This is not easy, as I said earlier. And as your mom and dad said, this takes a lot of work. And the fact that the two of you, with all of your other interests, were able to step up and commit yourselves to becoming bar and bat mitzvah is amazing. It's not easy to be Jewish. It's never been easy to be Jewish. But the fact that you have embraced your spiritual tradition means so much to me as your rabbi and your friend. Now, I have a tradition here of taking all of our bar and bat mitzvah students out for lunch before their ceremony. And we just went out on Wednesday for sushi, one of my favorite meals, and I know it's one of yours. And we talked a little bit to get to know each other a little more outside of the context of the synagogue. I knew about your family's love for skiing and about your own love for skiing, but I learned a few other things too, like Ella, as your mom said, your passion for music and for singing, and I also learned about dance, really remarkable. And Asher, you're a budding entrepreneur. I learned all about that, and your biking. And then it turned out we actually had something in common. All three of us are certified scuba divers. I learned in Israel many years ago in the Red Sea But you guys learned in a much more exotic place, Bali, and you were much younger than me, so that's something that we share in common now in addition to our Jewish heritage. So you talked about transitions, and you're at a transition now. And becoming B'nai Mitzvah, becoming a bar and a bat mitzvah, means you are now responsible for your Jewish journey. My hope is that in the years ahead, both here at our congregation and as you get older and move on with your lives, that Judaism will continue to play an important role in your life in whatever way you decide that makes the most sense. I want you to feel good about being Jewish. I want you to feel proud about it. And I want you to celebrate its riches and its treasures. So to remember this day, I'm going to give you, Asher, a certificate, and you, Ella. And I'd like to offer both of you a blessing. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka. May God's countenance shine upon you and be gracious to you. Yisad Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's presence be with you and grant you both peace and happiness. And let us all say, Amen. Okay, you can put those down. We are going to continue our service by putting the Torah back into the ark. So to open the ark, I'd like to invite up Nathan and Noah Rudink and Mark Rudink. And we're on page 374. Please rise. Okay, almost done. But you don't have to do anything more.
Hodo haaretz v'shamayim vayarem keren le'amo tehila lechol chasidav livnei Yisrael am kerovo. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Etz chaim hi lemachazikim ba v'tomecheha meushar deracheha darchei noam v'chol netivotecha Shalom, Hashivenu Adonai, Elecha v'nashuva, Chadesh, Chadesh Yameinu, Chadesh Yameinu, Kekedem.
The Aleinu is on page 586.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, latent gedula liyotzeh breshit, shelo asanu kigoye haratzot, velo samanu kamishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chalkeinu kahem, V'gohor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, u'mishachavim u'modim, lifnei melech, malchei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu. V'ne'emar, v'haya Adonai, v'melech al kol ha'aretz, Bayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad.
Please be seated. Asher and Ella, we have one more person who wants to say a couple words to you and also give you a couple things on behalf of the congregation. Your tutor and our education director, Mara Parasachensky, who is here right on cue.
Asher and Ella, Yasher Koach, which means good job. Wow, you did it. Not only did you do it, but you did it great. Despite the nerves and skiing and dancing and singing, it's no wonder Asher always told me he was tired when he came for lessons. Not too long ago, we sat in my office, you, me, your mom and dad, and talked about you becoming a bar and bat mitzvah. I had just started my role as an executive director and education director, and didn't know what all of that would mean in terms of my workload. And here you two were, wanting to learn to decode Hebrew and read from the Torah on a pretty tight timeline. We knew it would be a commitment, but you both said you were willing to take on the challenge. And then your parents told me that you go skiing for like 10 months of the year. And still, we said, no problem. I have no doubt that you had your prayer book with you on the ski lift while you were practicing Haftorah in the lodge, or that Ella was saying the Shema between rehearsals and auditions. You two made a commitment and you stuck with it, which is a true testament to the people you are and the people you will become. Yesterday I told you there was nothing I could do or say to take away your nerves, that I could only tell you that I was confident you would do great. And after seeing you today, I think we can all agree that you did nothing short of proving me right. On behalf of Congregation Beth Shalom, I would like to present to each of you an engraved Kiddush cup with your name and the date on it for you to remember always to live a full Jewish life, l'chaim. A copy of the book, Jews of Napa Valley, written by 2 CBS members. A copy of the Tanakh, which is a complete Hebrew version of the Holy Scriptures, which you are now able to read, but it also has English translation so you can understand what you are reading. And finally, a certificate from Yala Israel, a division of the URJ, for $3,250 each to put towards a trip to Israel when you become eligible in 10th grade, so that you may have a summer of deep, meaningful engagement with Jewish history and peoplehood. I would like to wish a hearty mazel tov to the Fox and Bark families and many guests who came from near and far to celebrate this milestone. Shabbat Shalom. One quick note about logistics. When the service is over, we will leave from the front door to go to the buffet line and then back to the back to eat. Thank you.
As we near the end of our service, we think of those who are no longer with us, those who have died both recently and in seasons past. On this Shabbat, we think of those who died within the last 12 months. Mark Reisman, Muriel Mickey Koppel, Joel Cohen, Ilana Goldman, Susie Frischman, Judy Lynn, Claude Rua, Alan Jerome Simon, Donna Schechter, Carolyn Goldman, Victor Alcott, Milo Benyona Vioshua, Robin Frank, Mark James Milberg, Joan Wilmert, Buddy Melian, Marilyn Sazatska, Joshua Ariel Stolman, Audrey Lieberstein, Ernie Hine, and Myra Lieber. We also remember and honor the yahrzeits, the anniversaries of the deaths of Ian Miller, Bruce Jeffrey Cohen, Fred Rosenthal, Minnie Shostak, Frank Glickman, Paul Newman, Myrna Abramovitz, Charles E. Threadgill, Kate Levin, Elvin Levy, Joseph Pursley, Sidney Williams, Dee Copeland, Arnold Bremler, Rosa Levin, Ilya Gordon, Herman Schwartz, Bertha Rakita, Ethel Cohen, Eileen Gotkin, George Sultan, William Brower, Sanford Meltzer, Jimmy Rabb, and Bertram Schwartz. Is anyone else here observing a yahrzeit and want to share a name? The mourner's Kaddish is on page 598. Please rise. Yitgadal v'yitkadash me rabba be'alma divra chirotei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael b'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevorach le'alam ulamei almaya yitbarach v'yishtabak v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseb v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei dekudsha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata Tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran v'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shmaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace grant peace to all those in mourning and comfort to all those who are bereaved. And let us all say amen. Please be seated. Before we turn to our final two blessings, the Kiddush and Motzi, and then line up for lunch, we have our final song.
Which is the last part of the Kaddish that we just read. We'll find it, the version we're doing, on 609, under the title, All Days, it says. We did this last night, so that for those that were here last night, you can join in. We do start off with a nigun. Nigun is just a la-la part of the song. It goes like this. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Oh, say shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru, imru, amen. Oh, say shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, Ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru, imru, amen. Okay, the easy part now. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. You know, there's no better way to celebrate a bar bat mitzvah, b'nai mitzvah, than all these people singing together. So I'm going to stop playing. We're going to do the la-las because it's really easy, and this will be a nice way to end before we go eat. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Why don't you have them come up? Have them come up. Have them come up. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Just stand right here. La 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 la, la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Yeah. Okay.
Gordon, we need to bring some of that spirit to our Friday night services.
Well, you're all invited.
Yeah, you're all invited. Speaking of invitations, I would like to invite up now, you guys stay here for the Kiddush and Motzi. The extended family, you know who you are, I was told. So there are a bunch of you, come on up. And Asher and Ella, you stand right here. I guess you want to be on the left side. Come in the middle. Come in the middle here. This way. Or not, okay. Nobody listens to the rabbi anyway. So we're going to do the Kiddush. I said last night, I never quite know what is in this cup, but I know that this morning it's from Sequoia Grove. So this is made by Jesse. So let's all do the Kiddush together. Please rise. Baruch atah
Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Amen.
L'chaim. And now the motzi, you guys can hold this.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. B'tei avon.
Shabbat shalom and mazel tov.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat.